So I have come to my friend's who's going to be making my dolly a lot more glamorous, because when I'm doing styles on her hair, you can't really see the plaits very easily. So she's very kindly offered to dye her. Are you dyeing her hair?
Yeah.
She's very kindly offered to dye her hair so that when I do plaits on it, you can see her hair a bit more easily. So at the moment, she's looking like this. She's sort of browny, auburny colour. And what she's got is she's going to use these brand new balayage boards. So for all you hairdressers, that you'll know what these boards are for, she's going to be using these to apply the dye. And how amazing are they? Because they could be in your hairdressers, making everything a lot more glitzy, because we all have a bit of sparkle, and especially during these COVID times, we all want a little bit of bling, cheer us up. So she's going to be using these, and I'm going to film her doing it, and then I'm going to style my new dolly's hair at the end of it. So, should we get started?
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
She'll cut a bit of the ends off.
Oh yeah, give her a little trim. I'd love that. So, because it's lockdown, I am in the hairdresser's gorgeous studio that she's got at the bottom of her garden. How lovely is this? And it's a nice day today, so we've got the door open, so I can keep nice and safe and keep a safe distance away from her while she's doing her hair. Okay, so we'll just turn her around and you can see what she's done so far. She's given it a little trim. I've wanted to have her hair have a trim for a while, because whenever I'm doing it, it's a bit ratty. So let's have a little look at it now it's been trimmed up. It's looking so much better now it's had a little trim. It looks really nice. Look at all those trimmy bits on the floor there. So there she is. And we'll get her sectioned up. And so where can they get them? Where can you buy these from then?
I've got a shop on Etsy, Baliboards.
Baliboards.
B-A-L-I, Baliboards. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put a link in the description below.
Thank you.
That's okay. What board is this one?
Rose.
Oh, I like that one. Nice. And what's the one in the background on the mirror? What's that one called?
The Glam.
Glam. And then is this one on the chair here? Is that
That's
silver?
The Glitz.
Oh, the glitz.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So she's all done now. All the foils are on. Here are the Baliboards. So she's all done, she's all filled up. I'm going to leave her now for a few hours for her to just do what she does, and I think she's going to have a toner put on her, and then we'll come back and then hopefully see how she looks. I'm really excited to see the new colour that she's got, and then I'm going to do a braid on her. So I'll be back later. So got my dolly back now. Jenna's done a fabulous job with her. I have tied it all up, and you can see her blonde slices going through like that. She's done a lovely job with her lovely balayage boards. They are beautiful. So I'm going to show you now how to do a hairstyle on my dolly. And I thought that what I did was, because obviously we've had a long time waiting for this because of home learning and lockdown and everything, I've been a bit busy. I just tied it up to keep her hair really neat. And I thought actually, I would show you this Dutch braid, because this Dutch braid is, my big girl, she has this every single day now, and my little girl, she has it quite often as well. So it's a really, really great style to do to keep the hair out of the way. Plus, it gives you really lovely waves. So I went to bed with it the other day, and yeah, this is like second day hair now, and it's still a bit wavy. But I just thought, I've got time, I'll hop on and do this video now for you. So this is, whoops, see, I've got too many legs going on now. I've got the camera legs and the legs on the tripod for the doll. So here is her hair. She's all tied up, and this has been in here now for, well, probably about a couple of months now actually. It's just sat waiting, and look at the lovely cut, look at the lovely waves. Now I didn't even put any spray in her hair before I did this, but this, you get such lovely waves when you do a Dutch braid. You get nice big waves. So you could then run, let's move her back a bit. You could run some argan oil through it, or you can, Okay, hi, so I'm just gonna come on again and just interrupting that video because I realised watching back that I stumbled over my words for a good 3 or 4 minutes because I couldn't think about what I wanted to say. So what I wanted to say was you can run some argan oil over it, like I said, or some serum. I've got this one that I quite like to use. It's really good, and it's got a bit of a gold sort of shine to it, and it just sort of, just pump it into your hands, run it through your hair, and it just takes all the frizz out. So that's what I was trying to say, and I couldn't get my words out. Okay, let's get back to the video. There you go. There is her after having a Dutch braid in her hair. Look at the lovely waves she gets and like the texture. So yeah, and that's all completely heat free. It's really nice, isn't it? Look at those lovely lights, like highlights that she's got in her hair now. She looks lovely. Maybe I should get it done to myself. I never ever get my hair dyed, but I do like it. So, I know I'm going to show you how to do a Dutch braid on my dolly. So I'm going to take a small section from the top of her head. Like that. Okay, then I'm going to just comb that through, like so. Now what I want to do is with my 2 fingers, I'm going to just section the hair like so. I'm going to hold it in my hand. Okay, so we need to be able to hold this hair in our hands. So I'm going to hold this section, hold that section, and then I've got this section. So I'm always going to be moving my hair. But can you see how I sort of, every time I go, I can have a free hand because I walk it through my hands, and then I've still got my 3 sections. So if you can try doing that, holding the first section, got that between 2 fingers, holding the next section, holding the next section. So you'll just practice passing the hair between your fingers. Practice passing it from one side to the other. Okay, because this, if you can master this bit, you will find the next bits going forward so much easier. So just without adding any hair, just practice your hands going through the hair like this. And you can see that I've got the hair held like that, okay? Right, so now we know this. I'm going to take this side here. Now it's on my left, on your right. So I'm going to just take this piece here and I'm going to hold it in this hand like this. With these pincer fingers, I'm going to hold that section like we practiced in the beginning. But now what I'm going to do is with these fingers, I'm going to reach for it and come behind. Now I'm going to hold this section, so I've swapped them. Now I'm going to bring this section under the middle piece, and then I'm going to hold it back again. So like we did in the beginning, when I was saying, right, let's just practice walking our hands through the hair, practice your fingers going through, it really, really helps. So I know at the beginning you're thinking, oh gosh, we're not adding any hair, I'm not learning anything here. But actually, just that process of getting your hands to walk through the hair is really helpful. So now we have this piece, and this piece is going to go under this one. But before we do take it under that one, we need to add it with some new hair, okay? So I'm going to just bring my finger up like this. And then can you see how my fingers are coming up in that sort of shape? I can now drop this piece into that, okay? So I'm taking these fingers up, I'm just taking a small slice, got my fingers in a V shape, I'm going to drop that section into my fingers. Now I can go back, I can get my other hand to hold it, and then this hand is free to just separate the hair because, you know, even though you've brushed it, you still get bits and pieces, don't you? So now I've got like my original piece and my extra piece in my hand. I'm going to take this middle section in my pincers. I'm going to use these fingers to reach behind and take them. Okay? Now I'm going to, got my hand free again, I'm going to hold onto that section, hold onto the new middle section, hold onto this section here. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I need to add some extra hair in between my fingers and then drop this one into it. So I'm going to slide up. Okay. Just using my thumb there just to kind of pull it apart a bit. So I've just slid up, drop that piece into it, put them together and hold it. Just got my hand free again. All my hair's being held nice and securely. Put both pieces, the original piece and the extra piece, into this hand. Now I'm going to reach behind it and collect both of them. So this one, the first time you do this, it may not be particularly neat, but you're just practicing the mechanics of taking the hair from one side to the other. So now I'm holding this section, which was the middle, in my hand. I'm going to take this section, which is the middle, hold on to the end piece, collect some new hair, drop that one into it, take them both together, hold on to both of them, the original piece and the extra piece, hold on to that middle section with my pincers, and then I'm going to come behind the middle piece and take it. Okay, so you can see that our plait is it's being formed now. I'm going to hold on now, I want to get all of my hair in one hand so that this hand is now free. I'm going to slice up a piece of hair, drop that piece into it. Now I've got one new section, so I've got my original piece and I've got my extra piece. And from this section here, I can smooth out any lumps and bumps because I don't need to worry about dropping any of the hair because everything is nice and snug in these fingers here. So I can just worry about the new piece of hair I'm adding. So take both of them into this hand, take my pincers behind and take it from underneath. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So I'm holding on to 3 pieces there, makes my next hand become free to take a section, scoop it up, just separate any hair so you don't get any bits and pieces all tangled up because otherwise you end up sort of braiding the ends. Now if you get some lumps and bumps, you can comb them through, make them a little bit neater. You could even, which is what I do, I tend to pick up my hair with the comb just so it's nice and neat. But just for the process of this, just learning the basics, just wanted you to think about more the mechanics of what your hands are doing. Okay, so I'm going to slice up a piece of hair again, drop that piece into it, hold onto them together, go through and just neaten up any of the bits that you don't like the look of, any bits that are a little bit bumpy. Okay, take both of them into your hand and then you're going to take it under the middle, the 2 pieces that you've just combined. Okay, and we're going to repeat this all the way down the head. So if you find that you are like getting yourself in a muddle, go back to the very beginning, go back to the beginning of this video and just practice those fingers walking the hair across. Because once you've walked the hair across, once you've worked out how to make your hands hold the hair and keep them separate, you're almost there. It's just a case of then adding the hair to it. And you're adding the hair just by using your empty hand, coming along, dropping that piece. Look, it just holds itself. Because I'm holding these two really securely, this piece is fine. Look, it can go all over the place. You could even drop it out if you wanted to and don't even worry about it. This piece is fine now. It will take care of itself. So you're going to use your two little fingers here. You're going to come up and then drop that piece into it. Get them together. Just separate the hair out. Take it behind the braid. Okay? Going to do it again one more time on this side. Oops, got a little bit of a knot. And that does happen, even though you've brushed the hair, you think, oh my goodness, I've literally just brushed this hair, why is it already knotty? Sometimes hair just does that. My girls' hair, they are totally blessed. I don't know why, but their hair doesn't get knotty as they're going down. But when I do other people's hair, it does get knotty. When I do my own hair, it gets knotty. They are just very lucky. Okay, so I've got one more to go. So I'm aiming to go all the way to the top of the ear at the moment. Okay, so I just want to go to the top of the ear on both sides. And there's a reason for that. Let me just turn her around now so I can show you what I mean by that. So you can see how this lovely braid is starting to come along. And look at these lovely blonde highlights that we've got going through the braid. It looks gorgeous. Okay, so as well as showing you how to do a braid, I want to also show you how to do a braid without it being all saggy around the neck. So far we've been taking the hair a piece at a time going down, haven't we? But now you'll notice that the head, the circumference of the head here is a lot longer, a lot wider, a lot bigger than this part here. It's smaller, isn't it? So if you think of the outside of the head, it's a really, really big circumference, like a big sort of crescent moon shape, whereas here it's a lot smaller. So if you imagine like a bike wheel and the spokes on a wheel, the spokes would go sort of out, out, out. So we want to go from our ear now, and we want to keep taking our piece from our ear, so we go down the neck, and then that will keep it nice and tight around the neck. So if you've got to this part now, and you've mastered this section, you're brilliant at it, you know what you're doing. Now we just want to crack this bit, because there's no point in having a beautiful braid at the top and then it all being saggy around the neck. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from the ear, so you can see how my hands are holding it. I'm going to take from the ear, and instead of going down to here and going across, I'm going to go from my ear and I'm going to go out in like a triangular shape. Okay, so let me just show you that. Can you see how I've it's thinner here and then it gets wider as we get towards the braid, because this section is bigger on her head. So you're going to just kind of come out in a diagonal line, drop that section into it, and that way it keeps the braid nice and close to her scalp. So I'm going to go under, replace the pieces. Okay, let me do it on the other side. Oh, it's so much easier with a dolly. Okay, right, here we go. So with the ear again, so I've got all of the hair in my hand here. This hand is free. I'm going to take this piece, diagonally, join it together, and then go under. Okay, hold it, hold it. Hand is free. I can turn her around again, show you. Just go diagonally again, around. Turn him around again. Okay. I think I'm going to have to lift her up because I'm still not great at kneeling. I don't know if many of you know, but I had a bit of a knee injury, so my knees aren't great for kneeling at the moment. Okay, where am I? Here I am. Let's turn her around. So now I've gone quite a lot around her ear. I would say that if you see how much there is just left of neck, I'm going to take this whole section now. I'm going to take this whole section and take it up into the braid. I want that whole piece in there now, the whole bit. So it looks like quite a big section, but we want it to be fairly big. I'm going to go, because then it will keep it nice and neat, because otherwise we haven't got very far to go now. We're almost at the very back of her neck, we're almost at her hairline. So because we're almost at the hairline, I don't really want to be doing more stitches, because if I do more stitches here, it's just going to end up being saggy around her neck. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to almost sort of twist it just to get it nice and secure. And then I'm going to take my next one and twist it underneath to keep it nice and tight. So I'm kind of almost like, instead of reaching for it, I'm now sort of twisting. But that's just how I find it's easier to get it nice and tight to her neck. There we go. And then you can swap your fingers over if you like and hold it more like you would braid in a ponytail, because you're just swapping them backwards and forwards. Just swapping them, just swapping them, just swapping them. And now we have got a Dutch braid that goes all the way from the top, nice and neatly. Let's put it down. Can you see how it's so, there's no saggy neck. The sections are really lovely, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie that off with an elastic. So I've got like a tub of little elastics here. Now my dolly, I think because it's not natural hair, as she gets to the bottom it gets quite thin. If you're going to stick a great big bobble on it, it doesn't look particularly neat, but that just finishes it off a little bit neater. Like that. Okay, so what we've done then is we've done the Dutch braid, tangling our little feet. A tripod for the light and a tripod for the doll. Okay, nice and neat going down the back, nice and neat by the ears, and it's nice and neat by the neck. Just practice that bit that we were doing at the very beginning. Practice doing the hands and swapping the hair over between your hands, and it will really, really help. Okay, so I'll be back soon with another style. Take great care. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial and you found it really helpful. If you did, please give me a like and leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, and then you will be notified of my next video coming soon. Until then, take great care. Bye.